dregs need to ascend. Some stench. An illusion. Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliche can you...
Nothing comes with...
Could have left that door unlatched. True enough. Need to find your...
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find...
Come on. Gotta be somewhere.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the...
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen, and the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received... You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered.
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the idea.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort.
Last resort? There.
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over an exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kermoran, tattered, but if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he can... It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible.
How's it work? We need any special...
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost...
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hide.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make...
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but the closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient, rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon someone.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless. So, perhaps you care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask you directly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear, something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth, one of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight.
Got a new life.
Starting all anew.
Your blood addictions say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances. Above.
Gotta ask you the big question. What everyone wonders about.
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither our...
But were you dead?
As humans, understand.
Feel anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's thus I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got...
Very true. One's outlook can indeed.
Curious what you did after you...
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move. Dettlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for... Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, from my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbour's respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagined.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth may...
Perhaps a dash. What of you? Seemed like someone missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation. All right.
One question. If...
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
Seer determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a Witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. Like picking up a lead, a trail. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a Yeah, not something I think about much.
Thank you for being honest.
Still no sign of your winged friend.
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Far as I know, none. Now what you got for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this will manage to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wilderness.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skill.
What exactly did they
The area around the estate, it's...
Spoons.
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoon.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance.
Come on, search your memory. Something.
I believe it had... Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details.
A specimen of a species thought long extinct. And a curse.
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but...
That's
You imagine the white will...
worst case scenario.
For a moment there, I imagine...
So,
Yes, till later.
tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
Alright. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
women, and traps. The more you beat them, the better they are.
Stench. Let's go!
Even a horse drops if you ride it, Knuckles.
Abuso Mendes!
Dresses, bandages.
What's that about? Come on, Roach.
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but
Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. And it's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... why did he donate?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Wait, I will come with you.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing. Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Burned alive. Really high temperatured work here. Damn it. Servant.
gods!
Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem. What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
Silver tableware. Elven engravings. Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices.
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire. Explode. Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burn smells growing fainter. Might have been another, luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Perhaps there's no one inside of
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. I mean you no harm.
Do you remain there?
Listen, I'm a Witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions. You mentioned them.
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits. It all occurred sudden. We were staging a scene. The death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries. No, saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here, and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it could come.
Who are you exactly?
Durant, Fosher, Plamonton, Sephiran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this. Why, the first?
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or two maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, head to it once and for all. Durand, think I can enact the pledge, the giving of homage alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help, but I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start clearing corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenact before nightfall. Things like this are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing though. Might pay. Don't work for free now.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay. I will stand, or rather sit in for King Ludwig.
The Vethaf, the Elven King, hosted Ludovic in his own... The Elven King hosted Ludovic in his own palace, upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a Lethra torch. Vethaf laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binion and elven bread, thus granting humans rule over sea-yielding pests. Vethaf filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine, Gwynnoet, the sweetest blood of the land that has been poured from me. Long last, the Elven King grasped sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans. Erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat. Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!